Hey loves, my name is Kyle August and I'm here to help you manifest your specific person in the quickest and easiest possible way. As you read in the title, today we're actually going to talk about manifesting a text message from your specific person. And I actually include a success story in which this happened. And it was really recent because it was this new technique or idea that I wanted to try out. Thinking really is going to help live in the end and feel is from the wish fulfilled state. And this actually caused them to have a great success I'm going to talk about. So I wanted to tell you guys so you guys can have that same success as well. Obviously, many times during a manifestation, we end up in times of no contact, which don't feel great, don't feel awesome. And there actually is a way to get our mind to assume the state of contact very quickly and very easily. And it's actually it's going to seem like we're taking action, but really and truly, honestly, you never have to take or do any action to really get the successes that you want. Remember, everything is from your internal state. You don't have to do anything. You don't have to pursue. You don't have to do this or that. If you are assuming the state and feeling from that wish fulfilled, you are going to see exactly what you desire reflected. I literally guarantee it. It has worked so many times in coaching sessions and in life. Look around you. All of this is a manifestation coming from your subconscious. So if you can make all of this, you can get your specific person to message you. But that is one of the main things I think we should probably begin with in this video, is just understanding the possibility of it. So let's say we want to message our specific person. What assumption do you have currently about this message that you want to send? Right? Are you thinking that of course they're going to respond back? Are you thinking, why do I even need to text? They're going to text me. Or are we thinking, oh, we're going to text them and they're not going to text us back, right? All of these assumptions really weigh into our mind and give us basically a brief showing of our beliefs. So I would take a moment even right now, think about if you were to message your specific person, how would they act? And then also remember that this assumption that we're having on our specific person, so let's say that they're not going to respond or they're going to take 3 hours to respond. Those are all assumptions on our specific person that can absolutely change. No assumption that we have in our reality, obviously that's going to reflect and cause what is manifested around us, but no assumption is permanent. So when you think of your specific person, if there are certain things or assumptions that you don't necessarily love and you want to change, you can absolutely do this. But again, it all happens internally. We don't want to force or try to fight or exert energy outside of us to change that. It all happens within us. So again, right now, take a moment and think about what is the assumption that we have if you messaged your specific person. So we gotta have like 3 possibilities: really confident, neutral, and maybe not so confident. But if we want to continuously reiterate this assumption, that would be, again, in that conservative manifestation. If you like your assumption on whatever it is when you imagine messaging your specific person right now, then that's great. Keep that. Don't do anything. But if you don't like it, that's when we need to move over into our creative manifestation, which is imagining from the end. These 2 types of manifestations, Neville Goddard talked about. I don't remember what book, so I can't quote it here. But they're super helpful. Again, you've heard me talk about them in a couple different videos. I think I made a whole video on it too. So if you are new here, I would definitely go check that out. But back to this manifestation of a text message from your specific person. So think about then your assumption. We obviously need to change that. So how are we going to do it? So in this case, I usually have someone, especially in coaching sessions, I have you imagine the version of your specific person. Again, before this success story, this is kind of a coaching technique I would always use, to have you imagine who and how you want your specific person to show up in your reality. And imagine that, affirm that, journal, do specific journaling prompts, visualizations, and affirmations to make you feel as if that is already your reality right here and now, to the point of the truth. But then I was thinking we could probably take this a step further, and because right now when you text, that text goes off into an area outside of your logical awareness, right? So in this case, and you probably heard people talk about like going on a plane is a good way to shift states, because you get on a plane, you appear someplace else, really to your logical mind. You're appearing someplace entirely differently, all due to assumptions. So anything that kind of sends out or works outside of us, again, outside of our conscious awareness, is very easy or able to manipulate to our assumptions. So when you text someone, you imagine, again, you have to imagine you're texting them because you can't actually see it. You imagine texting them. But when I said, oh, if you text your specific person right now, who are you texting? All those assumptions, that's what we're imagining, remember. So in this case, I want you guys to go into whatever visualization, whatever affirmations, whatever journaling prompt helps you get into the state of thinking and seeing your specific person as the version you want to respond to. And when you send that text message, send it to that person. Send it to the perfect version that you're desiring. Send it to that version of your specific person that is absolutely in love with you, that finds you irresistible. When you send that, when you're making that text message, send it to them. And when I mean send the text message, if you really get into that state and you're in no contact and you're like, I want to take some inspired action, get into that state. And then again, legitimately send them a text message as long as you're really thinking and feeling from that end state. And again, text that version of them that you are truly desiring to see and feel. Now, most of the time, we do have this like kind of weighed sequence of like, is it good to take action? Is it not good? What's inspired action? What's not? But in this case, if you're thinking and acting from the end, you cannot make any false movements. You can't take any false actions. But I know you're probably like, well, is this inspired action? Is it not? If you get into that state and you are going to legitimately text that version of your SP that you love, you are going to see them respond in the way that you assume them to. But I'll give you an example of this. So someone I was working with, and again, kind of on the spot, I was like, you know what, let's try this because this really matches assumptions. And let's have you get this result and see what happens. Because they were deciding, should I message my specific person or should I not? Currently, they had been together before, but they were not in contact at the current moment. So she was like, okay, should I message them? Should I not? And I was like, okay. And I gave her the same technique or idea. How about you go into the state? And again, because something is outside of our conscious awareness, it's fully, well, everything is very able to be manipulated by our imagination. But if you think about like this lamp in the background, I'm actually looking at it. So sometimes it can be hard to bridge that belief that we could change this into a frog right now. Theoretically, we could, but sometimes that's really hard for your logical mind to wrap around. So something that is outside of your logical awareness, like maybe leave in the room and come back, and it's going to be a frog when we come back in. But anyway, so because this person, this contact, this text message is outside of your conscious awareness, it's very easy to imagine exactly what you want. So I had this person. Okay, so I said, imagine how you want your specific person to be. Exactly as they are. Take time to really, really feel that. And again, like I told you guys, once you have this feeling, text them whatever is inspired to text them in a positive and loving way, whatever that is, but text it to that version of them that you actually just imagined. And so this is all the homework I gave her because she was meeting with me weekly for coaching sessions. And the next coaching session, she is like, oh my God, Kyle, this crazy thing happened. So in this case, she did exactly what I mentioned, and she messaged her specific person. And not only did they respond in the exact way that she wanted, she actually manifested or created a date night with her specific person where they watched a movie, they had dinner, they spent the night together. Again, something that I can't tell you the whole story because I need to keep it, like I don't want to give this person's information out. But that was not in accordance with what had been happening previously. Like this was pretty crazy to have happened in the amount of time given with this technique. A lot of it goes into imagining, obviously, because the power, this only is awakening the power that was within her. But this is something that you can absolutely do too. But the trick is, remember, you need to really, really feel as if that text message you're sending is going to that version of your specific person. And that old version, don't even think about that old version. Like, who cares? Again, it's outside of your conscious awareness, so it is very easy to be manipulated by our imagination for us to really get into that wish fulfilled state. But I really, really, really want you guys to try this and let me know how it goes. Let me know all the successes and amazing dates and texts and calls and all of that you manifest from your specific person. If you did have any questions on this, make sure to leave it in the comment section below. And remember, you can also reach out to me on my website, which is kyleaugustcoaching.com. If you guys really like this video or really, really want to try this technique out, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And then don't forget to subscribe so you can tell me all the amazing results that you get from this technique. But that's all I got for you guys today. I love, love, love you all, and I'll see you next time.